Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and the Land Cruiser saga continues. So we're going to have Doug check out the Land Cruiser and see if he can fix the whole airbag light situation. Before we get in the video, I want to mention that I really appreciate all of your comments on the Land Cruiser. A lot of you had really good ideas in terms of trying to fix this without having to spend $8,000 on a new wiring harness. So we're going to try out some of the things. One of the things we're going to do is disconnect the battery and everything and see if, you know, after having a complete computer reset, if the car will act normal afterwards. Then the other thing is going to be to take off the headliner, check everything out, maybe unplug some stuff up top. Doug will be handling that, definitely not me. And then we'll see if that fixes things. And if not, well, I don't know what we're going to do at this point. So we'll just kind of take it step by step. And so with that being said, let's just get right into it. Letting her warm up for a second. You can see we still have the airbag light. And, of course, I'm out of gas. So we're going to have to definitely get some gas here. But what's way more important than we need to talk about is my hair. I have gotten more comments on my hair than I have ever before on the channel. I understand it's messy half the time because it's super windy here in Utah, and so it like blows it all over the place. But a lot of people have been asking me to get a haircut. And my response is, no, I'm not going to get a haircut. I have never grown out my hair in my entire life. I want to try it. Not because I think it'll look good, not because I think it'll be easy, but just because I want to try it. That's literally it. I've never had long hair, so I want to see what it's like to have long hair, so get used to Houseplant Ben. That's what we'll call me, Houseplant Ben. We've officially made it over to Doug's with the Land Cruiser, and he's actually letting me borrow his super cool Gen 2 Raptor so I can go film some, or a review, rather. So he's helping me still do some work, so we'll see what Doug finds out. Well, we are officially in Doug's Raptor, and I'm interested to see. It's got like a nice sound to it. I love his steering wheel. I don't know what company this is, but it's got like carbon fiber here. The top, these really cool grips as well. Just a cool steering wheel. Also, see, it's a little bit too close for me. Ah! Yeah, look at this thing. That's pretty sweet. Let's see how this. You know, I forgot, by the way, I forgot how well built the Gen 2 Raptor is. Like the Gen 2 is like the materials and everything are so much better than the Gen 3. Not in terms of like how cool they look, but just like the build quality. I mean, this truck's got 71,000 miles on it. And just look at how nice all of the trim is. Now Doug he also takes good care of his cars, but the point I'm trying to make is the Gen 2s were just better built than the Gen 3s in terms of the build quality on the vehicle itself. It's disappointing what's happened with manufacturers post COVID. This steering wheel's weird. It's like, I feel like it's bigger than the stock one. Makes the grips, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the steering wheel, Mr. Doug. It's cool looking, but it's like, it feels like a lot to handle. Feels like a lot to handle. I will say, I forgot how well the Gen 2 Raptor drives. Again, I owned one of these for, I think like 16,000-ish miles. I can't remember the exact amount of miles when I sold my Gen 2 Raptor. But this drives well. Now, Doug has upgraded the leaf springs. I think he did like a, if I remember right, because I talked to him about it a while ago, he did like a towing setup here with the Gen 2. So basically the leaf springs can handle higher payload, and that's one of the cool things about the Gen 2 over the Gen 3. You can actually turn the Gen 2 into like a more capable towing rig, whereas the Gen 3, that multi-link is awesome for off-roading, but yeah, not so much for towing purposes. And I will say I forgot how much the steering travels on this. Now again, this has some upgrades and everything, so it's going to drive a little bit different than stock, but the steering kind of wanders a little bit. It's a little bit of it's definitely a rougher ride compared to the Gen 3, but it still feels like a tank. Definitely feels like a tank. And I've reviewed some used Gen 3s, and like I said, this has held up a lot better. So I'm wondering long term if the Gen 2s are going to end up being more expensive used than the Gen 3s because they are just holding up better. And what if that's just like that's gonna be the pre-COVID car thing? Cars built before COVID are just gonna be more expensive because, you know, more reliable, better build quality, all of that stuff. Okay, we're getting onto the interstate here, so we'll get a little acceleration. Whoa! Okay, Doug, I see what you did there. You put a big tablet in the center, and you made it fast. I was not expecting that. I thought this was gonna be slow, so that was fun. This is a fun truck. I understand why Doug owns this now. This is a fun truck. Well, Doug gave me a call and we've got some news, and we are heading back to Doug's at a lightning pace, and that's because we have the coolest Baja truck ever invented. So here's the news. It's a little bit all over the place. So there is rust up there. Don't know how it got up there. Again, the sunroof isn't leaking, so like somehow liquid has gotten up there. Don't know how, don't know why. That's a problem. Now with the wiring, there were some wires that were detached, but Doug was able to reattach everything. So the system's now functioning as it should. So there's no airbag light, but there is also something happening up there. Don't know why. And again, like I said in the previous video, it's something that Toyota isn't really interested in covering under warranty. And so I don't know what to do at this point, because I mean, as of right now, the problem is fixed, but am I going to have to fix this again in the future? Again, don't know on that front, because if it's a thing where like just, you know, there's a continual amount of liquid that's getting in there, then it's just going to get more and more rusted out to the point where it won't be able to be fixed like what we did this time. So like I said, good news, bad news, it's kind of neutral news, and it makes me want to get rid of the Land Cruiser. It really, because again, this whole situation, the whole thing with and I'm wondering, like, I am genuinely curious. Again, I'm not going to blast the dealer that this car came from. Again, my dealer friend here locally bought it from another dealer, so I'm not going to blast the dealer that he bought the car from. But like, it seems super shady that they took a really long time to get this car over to us, and so I'm wondering if they did some stuff to try to, if it had an airbag light while they had it on their lot, and if they did some stuff to get rid of it just to, yeah, kind of kick the can down the road. Because again, the fix that Doug did is it's actually like reattaching everything, fixing the problem, rather than just scanning off the airbag light. So I'm wondering if they scanned off the airbag light. I don't know. I don't know. This is gonna sum things up for the video, or actually I'll show you guys the Land Cruiser, and then we'll just end the video. But let me know what you guys would do in my situation. But I think it's time to say goodbye. Well, not much to show here, but you guys can see airbag light is gone, car shut off, turned back on, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, with computer refresh and everything, again, it's all good. So we fixed the problem, and I don't know, gonna think about it, gonna decide what I'm gonna do. But like I said, I'm leaning towards getting rid of this and just getting something different. I'm not gonna say what that different thing is quite yet. I have an idea of what it is, but if we do go that route, but I don't want to say too much. So yeah, I'll see you guys.